might want to find out about us to see if this is of interest to you. Hey, Booker. All right, Destiny, Ebony Edwards, Mike Rose, Regina Ross. Welcome, 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 welcome. Get my stuff together. Let everybody come in the house. Make sure you say hello, delegates, everybody who's coming in. I'm going to, Angie Martin, hello. Hello, Eddie. Rhonda West, hello. Say hello to everyone. I'm going to get me some tea so that we can get started, and I will be right back. Ooh, scared me. Did you get the eye up there to get my little makeup on? Or Lisa, whoever's free. Whoever's free, I'll take them all. Which one? Ooh, this too, huh? Put it in the little side part on the wall of my plate. See if my family's on. Oh, yes, they're coming in. All right. Hi, Tate. He's saying hi to Nisi and Katrina. And I see Mike Rose saying hello. And who's all mi familia? I see Allie, Misha, Nolan, Maria. Bless y'all. I'm busy today doing a lot of redecorating. So, excuse me, coming in my little paint clothes. Okay, Priscilla, we'll look forward to you. Colleen Deacon, good evening. Natasha, Richmond, Virginia. Oh, my baby. Good evening. Belinda Perry. All right, we're getting the original 30 back, the 30-day crew. Yes, Juliet, back in the house. Welcome. Hello, greetings, everyone. So good to have you with us. So good for you to be in the house. A new watcher. What's up, Donna? Hi, Sylvia. Good evening, Nisi. I see you. Amen. Yanni. Thank you for the hearts. Aw, I see them, and I recognize Maria's purple hearts. And I don't know who the other beautiful color is. But I love them anyway. Oh, all right, Miss Ross. You want to start trouble tonight. Romanita. Miss Ross has started trouble, y'all. Miss Regina Ross has started trouble. Hello, Barbie. I saw your brother today, this morning when I was coming into my office. And Miss Ross has said that she has the best seat in the house. Hello, Carolyn Branch. She said she has the best seat in the house. Does anybody want to beg to differ that Miss Ross, Regina Ross, does not have the best seat in the house? Oh, Ebony's taking up the challenge. Ebony is taking up the challenge. Barbie, I miss you. You're one of our original 30 days. I'm glad you're getting back on. Adoria, welcome. How's all you wonderful good people doing? You go ahead, Joy. You go ahead, Nisi. We got a battle going on here on Periscope. Battling for the best seat in the house. Hello, Archery. Rita, bless you. Oh, up. Regina, Nisi, Ebony. Somebody just topped it. Somebody said they got the best bed in the house. I only dream. Absolutely. Hey, D. Davis. Hello, Evangelist Crystal. Good evening. Glad you're with us tonight. Deborah Johnson. I miss y'all. Why does these weeks seem so long? Go ahead, Mike. I know that's right. You go ahead. Somebody got an ottoman, right? Somebody has to have an ottoman. I miss y'all. My, I think it was my armor bearer and I think it was my husband too. They all said, you know you're going to have to do another 30 days. You know we're all waiting for a 30-day. 30 days is when it's like the sledgehammer coming against a brick. And it tears those strongholds in our life down. And you know you have to do another 30 days. I don't know what your topic's going to be. I don't know your vision, but I know we need another 30 days. I got 2 people saying they don't know what month it's going to be, but I have to come up with another 30 days so we can beat at some of these walls that are built up in our life and tear it down. Is that a yes? Is that a hoo-hoo, Angie? You agree? Thank you. I'm cold. Thank you very much. Awesome. Look, this is what I want to say to you. I love you. Somebody says they second that. All right. Well, just to go through the formalities, I hope that you have gone on our website. We sent out a couple of what we call shout-outs today. And one of the shout-outs was reminding those who have not checked in and told us that they have been on all of January and was waiting for their certificate. A few people got on right away. And there was a few people that I think forgot, or maybe we lost your name in the mix of trying to get everything settled and get this whole detox up and running in a month. Thank you. So you should have an email. Check your inboxes. And hello, I like that name. Who's that? Who is that? LaWanda, Strength 531. I love it. Check your email boxes. You should have an inbox in there. You should actually have two in there. One was reminding everyone who was in for 30 days to click on the link, and the link takes you to the website, and it takes you to our Contact Us page. And on the Contact Us page, you just click the contact page. A little box will come up. You put your name in, your email in, and in the message, just put that you want your certificate, and we will email the certificate to you right away. Dolores Davis has been one of the people who had gotten hers right away, and she actually posted hers up on Facebook to show you what it looks like with her name in it, because we sent out a sample, and in the sample it just says your name here. Soul Detox 101, that you committed to 30 days. So get your certificate if you were on in January with us for 30 days. Also in the same shout out email, it shows you the Soul Detox cup. If you haven't gotten yours yet, get it. Because when we actually open our doors to the conference for that weekend, everyone who comes in either with their mug or their t-shirt that we have not designed yet, because we're looking for something really good, that everyone who comes in with their t-shirt or their mug is going to have other doors of opportunities opened for them that weekend. So if you have not gotten your mug yet, get it. And also in that same shout out is the Truth or Trash mug, which I thought I would have by tonight for the lesson, but we will have it for next Monday for sure. And I want to recap some truths and some trash, and also what it means when you have to take some things out of the trash and pull them back out and put them in the truth. Some things you threw away because you didn't like it, you didn't agree with it, you didn't shoot the messenger, you shot the message. Or you liked the message, but you didn't like the messenger, so you end up shooting the messenger. But after a while, after you thought about it, you realized, yeah, it was trash because it hit my emotions, but I have to be honest and deal with it and take it out of the trash and deal with it. So we're going to have our mugs next week. Check your email inboxes for it. If you have not subscribed, shame on you. Shame on you. We're family. We need contact information. Go to the website, SuzanneMHoward.com, and register with us. Hello, CW, my girl. Devin, hello. I see you. And I love you all. And I'm glad to be on here tonight. Like I said, I missed you. I feel like it's been so long. Let me pull my notes a little bit closer. We left off on last week on declarations of I will not. And it was to help us have some standards in our life. And standards come after experiences. We're starting already. You can journal that. Hello, Caritha Thomas. Standards come after experiences. Anyone who has had any experience in their life knows after that there are some, I will not do this again, I will surely do this, or I'd like for this to happen. For example, the one that we did, we were working with relationships. But as I noted before, it's not just for women. I noticed that more men are wiser. They have standards. And it's us women who neglect having standards in our life. So this isn't a female thing, and it's definitely not a male bashing thing. It's a wisdom thing. Come on, someone say that. It's a wisdom thing. I saw on someone's Facebook, a guy asked one of the women, one of our female delegates, what is this, a woman thing, a lady thing? And she says, no, it's a standard thing. It's a wisdom thing. Come on, say it. It's a wisdom thing. Go ahead, Miss Ross. Go, Nisi. It's a wisdom thing. Come on, Anya. Come on, CW. Yes, Dawn. Thank you. I like that. It's a wisdom thing. It's not a female thing, not a male thing. It's not male bashing. It's not female. It's a wisdom thing. Come on, say it. Put it up there. I want to be wise. Teach me your wisdom, and not just wisdom of the world, but I want to tap into the wisdom of God to know all things, all beginnings and all ends, Alpha and Omega. I need that wisdom. It's a wisdom thing. Absolutely. So it's not a female thing. It's not a male thing. Don't have anyone get scared away. It's a wisdom thing. Why is it wisdom? Because standards come after experience. Psalmist Latanya, hello. Absolutely. I want to be wise. It's a wisdom thing. And wisdom comes after experience. For example, when I bought my first house, I was so happy to get a house. And at that point, I was in my 20s, so I was very happy just with the fact that I was approved to get a house. Come on, who am I talking to tonight? So sometimes when you don't know your worth, remember last week, things of value are usually put away on a shelf or they're locked behind a case. And sometimes you have to ask for the sales clerk or the middleman to hand you the item so you can touch it and feel it and smell. Is it real leather? Is the perfume really good? And sometimes they will not even let you even handle it, because if you didn't come in there knowing about the product, then they know that you don't know about good stuff. Can't preach to y'all tonight. Hello, 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 Chevelle. Hello, Madison. Absolutely. So I was so amazed and happy that I was able to get a house. I was approved for a house. I had enough money to buy a house that I didn't really go in with standards. I didn't go in thinking, well, I want a roof to be in good shape, lasting at least 10 or more years. I want to check the furnace. I want to make sure the furnace is good. Maybe I'd like central air. Maybe I want dishwasher or a fireplace. Maybe I want a master bath in my bedroom. Maybe I need to check out my neighbors. No, because I was desperate, because I didn't know the value of myself and what I could do, because I was given an opportunity. Hello, Lewis. Because I was given an opportunity to get a house, not knowing, I didn't even know what my credit score was. That's how naive I was going into such a big investment like this, that I didn't even know my credit score. They told me my credit score and then had to explain to me what actually the credit score is and what it meant and how it worked out the numbers of my interest rate. I just wanted to get in. I didn't care. The only thing I was smart about was I didn't want a balloon payment. Y'all know about those? Where they combine all this stuff at the end, and if you don't have it, you could still lose your house. And I wanted monthly mortgage payments that I can afford. Outside of that, they could have took me over the rake. Took me right over the hill. So what am I saying to you tonight? After I bought that house, I was like, ooh, I wish I had this. I wish there wasn't this hill in the back, because all the water, when it runs down to the house, and then it goes into the basement, and then the foundation was starting to get moist, and things you don't know. Boy, it would be nice to have my own bathroom. I don't have to wait for my son and my niece and my husband to come out of the bathroom. I could have my own bathroom. You know, just little things you learn. Oh, I wish I had an island in the kitchen. I wish I didn't have this door in the kitchen where all the traffic going in and out, mudding up the floors, blah, 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 on and on and on. So I didn't have any standards. But again, come on, say it with me. After my experience, I had standards. Come on. Absolutely, we do need to know that. Hey, Jay, see you on Easter since you weren't in church for Palm Sunday. Sorry, just comes out of me sometime. After you've had experience, you have standards. So this time, I said, if I have to pay for a place to live every month, I want a fireplace. I want a large master suite. I want a bathroom in my master suite. I have to have at least 2 or 3 guest rooms, because I always have company over. This room will be for my son or his daughter. And then the third room I want for my office/prayer room. And then I said, if I have a full finished basement, then I'll give up one of the guest rooms. And then I actually found a place where they took care of all the yard work. So that was the competing factor, the contending factor with the other 2 houses that we were looking at, that if we moved in this little community development for a small additional fee every month, there would be no raking, no mowing, no shoveling. There would be no planting of flowers. There would be no pruning of bushes. They would take care of it all. So see, I had standards. And when I had an experience and my standard changes, I was able to have more experiences and raise my standards. So again, it's a wisdom thing. It's not a male bashing thing. It's not a female bashing thing. It's not a bashing thing at all. It's a wisdom thing. After we have experience, we should have standards. Come on, put it on your screen so that I can move on and jump into our lesson tonight. That's right. Come on, Romanita. That's right, Maddie. Come on, baby girl. After my experience, I have standards. So the standards that we're going through tonight are relational. They can be for dating relationships, marital relationships, family relationships, and even workplace relationships. And definitely girlfriends or guy friends relationships. They work. And I'm going to read it the way I read it. And then, you let it hit you the way it hits you. And you work it and multiply and fit it into the place where it fits best so that it can be a wisdom thing for you. Awesome. So last week we talked about I will not. Ebony, I love that picture of you. I will not. And the first one was what? Does anybody have their journal with you? I had a gift to give someone on tonight. And because I'm in my office and not home, the gift is at home. But I'm going to start having giveaways on here. And I want to give away something to everyone who is showing themselves as a real delegate. Very good, Colleen. Hello, Delia. Come on. Who's going to name the first one? I will not. What was the first one? Get your journals. Come on, delegates. All right, all right. I guess Mommy got to spoil you again. No one's putting up the notes. The first one from last Monday was I will not. Wait, somebody coming? I have my clipboard, notebook, and pen. You go on, Sylvia. I love when the young women are on here, too, because the young women can learn from our experience. I was teaching one of my spiritual daughters something today, and she said to me, oh, like she rolled her eyes in her head. I said, but just think about it. Very good. Very good. I think Adoria got it, maybe Katrina. But I was telling one of my spiritual daughters today, I said, just think about it. The wisdom that I just gave you today, for those that are in the Apostles' house, impartation, we're learning how important it is to receive impartation. I told her that I just saved you 10 years of drama, trauma, pain, lessons, and good experiences by this nugget that I had just given you today. I said it took me 10 years of my life to learn this, and I just gave it to you for not even 99 cents. Not even a McDonald's coffee. So see, wisdom imparts, and it saves you, sometimes costly of your heart, costly of your finances, of your time, because airtime is expensive. It costs you. So if you have people in your life, you should have people in your life that can begin to save you years of trials. Some things you just have to go through because we're hard-headed. But some things we can learn from others. The older women can teach the younger women through the experiences that they've had, and they should be willing to share it. So the first one was, I will not go out with someone who has not asked me out first. I know we think it's a religious thing, a deep thing, an old-fashioned thing. People will get real funny. Well, you've been married, so you don't know what this feels like. I'm telling you, it works for your good. Play the replay from last week, because I'm not going to take tonight's time to go over all of them again. But the reason why you do not is because you are a treasured, valued, expensive gift. And you should be on a shelf, not on a shelf, not in the center of an aisle like a trinket in a dollar store where somebody could hit it with their pocketbook and knock you off. No, you are valued. You are put away. You're put behind a shelf. Someone has to get the keys to open it up for, can I see the bracelet? Can I see the ring? Can I see her? Can I see him? There's value on you. And when you know your value, you're not so quick to lower standards for someone else's attention. Come on. Come on. And that's for guys and gals. I teach the same information to my son. Teach him the same thing. Son, you don't take the first thing that looks good or is shaped good when you've had experiences. Take the time to enjoy life, enjoy relationship, meet people. Check out their heart. Check out their mind. Check out their dysfunctions. Check out family history. Take the time to appreciate just human fellowship and human contact. Treasure yourself enough to take the time, if I can say it this way, to date. What happened to dating? Just date. Because you're worth something. Devon, bless you. That's right. So never go with someone who has not asked you out first. And there's also another reason for this that I found out from a gentleman. He told me when a woman comes on to them, usually they will embrace her because she came on to them. And it's just that. If he's not coming on to you, you haven't caught his eye yet. And it's not time. It's not time. It might be in a year. It might be in 6 months. It might be in 3 years. However long it takes. Let him or her catch your eye and not you be the pursuer or the aggressor. Why? Because you're worth something and you want to see if they know your worth, if they recognize your worth, if they see the expensive oil that is in your alabaster box. So stay on the shelf. Come on, stay on the shelf. Second one was, and the scripture for that one was Proverbs 18 and 22. To a man who finds, need to look. He finds a treasure and then receives favor from the Lord. That's right. The second one, I will not go out on a date with someone who keeps me waiting. No, it didn't even say date. I'm sorry. I will not go out with someone who keeps me waiting. Period. Why? Because if you're not somebody's priority, you shouldn't be available. Okay? Play the replay. I'm not going to stay on that one tonight. The third one we talked about last week. I will not date a man or a woman who isn't sure they want to date me. Why? James 1 and 8. Because their loyalties are divided and they are unstable and they are divided in everything they do. Because they're not sure about you, they're unstable with you, and why would you want to be in the middle of something? You know, it's worse to be waiting for someone that you're with than it is to be waiting for someone who hasn't noticed you yet. Did that make sense to you? I'd rather be the mystery to someone while they're figuring out if I'm that missing piece of their life, that I can bring friendship or add love or family to their life, than to be with someone who's still trying to figure out if I'm the one. And through a lot of these sessions that I'm blessed with, that you all are scheduling on the Soul Detox website, I'm blessed that I'm able to learn that a lot of us have settled. We have settled. And we are dating, and some of you are living with partners who are still unsure if you're the one. But you help pay the rent. You might cook the meals. You provide pleasures. You clean the house. You may be the transportation to work. Maybe you watch the kids. Maybe you're good at putting the hammer in the pictures in the wall and hanging up the curtains. For whatever the relationship reason is, the relationship is a partnership, but the person that they're with tells them to their face, I'm still not sure you're the one. Danger, danger, danger. Why would you put yourself in that place? That is a guaranteed heartache. 99% sure that you're going to end up in heartache. Because what that says is, even though we are living together, cohabitating together, I have not made up my mind that you are the one, so I'm unsure. And where I become unstable is because I'm still out here looking and searching and grazing to see if I find one better than you. But in the meantime, I get to keep you because you gave yourself to me without any standards. Come on, where you at? Who's dropping the mic tonight? Where you at? Y'all know that's good. Playing house. Woo, sound like the old women's. Go ahead, Imana. So there's a lot of reasons why we have to make sure that people are sure. And what's the rush? Date. So what if you have to rent a studio when you could have had a nice loft? There's a scripture in Proverbs says that I'd rather eat crumbs in peace than a steak and arguing and strife. And you know, when you're invested in someone who is not invested in you, you are in strife. And you know, when you love someone who doesn't love you, you are in strife. And I know a guy who told me he was with a girl for 3 years and never told her he loved her. And she would say it every day, and she'd say, I'm going to keep saying it until you tell me. And he never told her, and he left her for somebody else. Why? Not his fault. I mean, you know, you could have better morals, but it's not his fault. It's her fault. She came off the shelf and became a trinket on a dollar store table because he was honest and said, I don't love you yet, but we could split the rent. You could get cars in my name and cell phones in my name, and you could watch my kids. And she was like, you could fix stuff around the house, and I don't have a car. You can drive me around, but the whole time looking for love, not getting the very thing that you've signed up for, per se, but tolerating everything else, waiting for somebody to become stable and sure when right from the rip they showed you instability. Thank you, Lauren, and unsurety regarding you. Somebody said pit stop. That's exactly what it is. Years, my precious people of God, men and women, years that you will never, ever, ever get back. That's why ear time, AIR time, or EAR time is expensive, because that is a commodity that doesn't have a price on it, and you can never get it back. No matter how much money you have, you cannot turn back the hands of time. Ear time is very expensive, and who you co-partner with, co-labor with, you share life with, who's in your ear needs to be somebody who first respects and values time, and definitely respects and values your time. All right, now I'm reading your comments. You go on, Donna. She jumped right in. All right, let me go down. What was that one? With someone who keeps me waiting. Scripture, 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. Love is, look it up. What is love? And include some of these steps in your standards. You should have standards after your last fall down. You should have standards after your last relationship, after your last divorce. You should have standards because of the relationship you're in now. He or she treats you so good. You have standards like anybody coming after this. Huh, they better be Jesus's cousins or whoever it is that you idolize. That's right. So love is, it doesn't demand its own way. It's not irritable. It keeps no records of wrong. And if you can't not process and understand this step, hey, Keish, guess what I want you to do? I want you to go back up to step one. Go back up to step one. I will not go out with someone who has not asked me out first. All right, let's go down. I will not date someone who makes me feel sexually undesirable. I hear this a lot. Sexually undesirable. Well, you know, you weren't really my type in the beginning, but things just happened to go right that night, and we just kind of end up together, and we just kind of end up with a baby, and we just kind of like hanging out now. We just kind of like kind of, and you feel sexually undesirable. Never has a good thing about you. I love when I hear or see a man, even my husband, will grab my little muffin top and say, I love every piece of you. And I'm sitting there saying, I've been trying to suck that thing in all night, and you mean he still saw my muffin top? You want someone that says, I know we got some work to do, baby. I know you've been working hard and not paying attention to your body and not keeping up on your body, but I love the double chin. You're going to tighten it up. I know you, girl. You're going to be all right. You haven't had time to go get your hair done, see your little grays are coming through. Come on, I'm talking about myself. Why? Because I have a blessed assurance that I know who I am. I control the destination of my mind, and I found out what I didn't know about myself, so my gray hair don't bother me. Double chin don't bother me. The muffin top don't bother me. But it doesn't give me excuse to let myself fall apart because I'm in a relationship. He deserves the best that I can give him. Because I said yes, because he said yes, I should give him the best that I can, and he should give me the best that he can. So if the person you're with does not make you feel sexually desirable, come on. Come on. Yep, the double chin. I looked into getting some shots, right, to see if I could get it taken up. And they was like, you know, we can do it, but if you lose about 20 pounds, it will go away. Your skin hasn't started sagging yet. It's fat. Don't tell nobody off. It's fat. Because the girl likes a cheesecake, okay? The girl likes a strawberry cake with her cream frosting on the top. She liked that good old-fashioned carrot cake, that moist kind, not that store kind, or that kind, oh my God, yes. Yep, mics are dropping all over on Facebook Live. Come on, y'all know you like it. Come on, for breakfast, your cream, your sugar. Go ahead, Deja. Come on, she's putting up cakes. And don't get to talking about that light cream cake with the cream on the top with the strawberries from the local bakery by us, Mazzucato's. Come on. Yep. And then, of course, you know, we're American, most of us on here at least, so we have to have our bread before the meal comes. And then and then while we're eating, key lime. Oh my God, Adoria, stop it. Hey, Tarina. And then while we're having bread, they can bring us some dipping sauce for our bread. And then after we eat our bread, and maybe in some dipping sauce, they'll bring a salad, and we'll have a nice fat dressing on that. And then after we enjoy the bread and we enjoy the salad, then we're waiting for our hors d'oeuvres, you know, because you got to have some wings, some mozzarella stick, some fried zucchini. You have to have some, what's some of the other things that we order when we go out? Pot stickers. You know, we have to order all that stuff. Hi, Grace. Hello, Terrell Ross. We have to order all this extra stuff. By the time the meal comes, can I have a to-go box? And then you got to count what's ever in that. We just eat too much. That's all. That's my point. So what's my point? You should be with someone who makes you feel sexually desirable, even when you got 20 or more on that you know you shouldn't have. But at the same time, it is not an excuse for you to say, you got to love me the way I am, especially if you was a size 4 when we met and now you put a 1 in front of that 4. That's a little hard to take. Come on. Come on, once in a while my husband will start rubbing his big old belly because he know I do not like bellies. He'll rub him like, And please don't start resting on the belly with your elbow. You know, like, Okay, but you get my point, right? We should be with people who make us feel sexually desirable. And before that, you should feel sexually desirable yourself. You should be proud of what you see when you look in the mirror, so that if they tell you you could lose a little bit here, a little bit there, you're not offended by it. I know I got to tighten it up. And you work at it. Why? Because you want your best for the partner that you're with. Come on. A man who is resolute about you or into you will treat you according to how he feels about himself. Do you hear that? Should I read it again? Hello, the Gilberts. We're talking about being sexually desirable for your mate. A man who is resolute about you or into you should treat you according to how he feels about himself. If he values himself with a healthy self-esteem, you will share in that value that he already has. Hello, Dolores Bob. Please do not go according to how a man dresses or a woman dresses, how their body looks or the car they drive. Come on, somebody. Or how often he goes to the barber shop to determine his self-esteem. These do not determine self-esteem. It's much deeper than the outside man. Self-esteem and self-confidence is self. And self is the soul. You want someone that has a healthy soul esteem. Come on, put it up on the screen for me. Healthy soul esteem. We say self-esteem, but we know, we've been on here since January 2nd, that self is the soul. So I want to be with someone, and I need to be someone with a healthy soul esteem. Hello, Cheryl. All right, Miss Ross, come on. Yes, CW. A healthy soul esteem. That's what you want. I like that. Did y'all like that? Yeah. A healthy soul esteem. Because when somebody esteems themselves highly, they will also share that high esteem for you. When someone does not esteem themselves highly, they cannot esteem you highly because they don't have enough for themselves. No way can they esteem you highly. And you're with someone who doesn't make you sexually desirable. And that's bad. That's bad to be married to someone and they do not feel sexually desirable to you, or you do not feel it towards yourself. So you can't even feel healthy sexually for your spouse. It's important, but it starts with you. Madison, I know you're young, sweetheart, on here, but I'm telling you, it starts with you. It's not how tight it fits. It's not how you tweak it and twerk it. It's not what you puff up, puff out, inject, shoot up, suck out. Has nothing to do with that. If your soul esteem is not right, I don't care how good you look on the outside. It ain't happening, baby. It's going to catch up with you. Ephesians 5:28 tells us that a man who loves his wife actually loves himself. Do you hear that? Yeah, we're all going to go to gym tomorrow, right? I just called out everybody's snack. Fritos, Twizzlers, watermelon slices, Cracker Jack, caramel popcorn, Snicker bars, Twix, Reese's. Yep, did it all. And mind you, we're fasting Wednesday. Did you hear what I said? Ephesians 5:28 says, it tells us that a man who loves his wife actually loves himself. Love is duplicated. Someone who loves themselves will reflect it in how they love you, so that they'll grab your little muffin top and say, oh, baby, you all right. I know it's a rough season right now. You stressed out and been eating 6 Twinkies in a day. It does. Love does duplicate. It's not just evil things or bad things that travel fast. Good things do too. We just don't notice those because we take them for granted. We have a sense of entitlement that we don't notice when good things duplicate. All right, somebody getting free tonight. Vanilla ice cream and Fruit Loops. Let me go on and sip my tea. Come on, Kermit. Yes, love is duplicated. So watch behaviors. Because if your partner loves himself, it will show in how they treat you and how they love you. So what's our takeaway from this one? Watch behaviors. Remember? Behaviors reveal beliefs and attitudes. Watch behaviors. If you are waiting for someone to value you and it's not happening, trust me, it's a soul esteem problem. And waiting for them to all of a sudden value you because you buy them everything. You love them. You meet all their sexual needs. You take care of their children. You cook for them. You clean for them. You paying all her bills. You wash her car. You fill her gas tank up every Sunday for her. You take her on trips and vacations. You work hard. You're always home. You know, you're a good man. You're a good woman. But yet they haven't valued yet and you're waiting for it. It's not going to happen. You need to go on www.suzannemhoward.com and make a consultation appointment for them. Tell them the first 20 minutes, check in. Why? Because if they can't love themselves, it will not reveal in behaviors to you. It will come across as codependency, as neediness, as control. Those are people who have soul issues but are trying to show you that they love you. And it never comes across as love because it's not love. If love isn't here, love cannot be given away. That's why for Christ so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. He already had love in him, so he could give love away. If someone doesn't have love in them, they can't give it away. If the soul is toxic and wrecked and rejected and misunderstood and molested and hurt and cursed with words and dropped and aborted and misled and damaged, there's nothing that they can give away. And, you know, I say it all the time. Of course, nobody listens to me. But you shouldn't even be in a relationship yet. You shouldn't. Because you're going to try and love, but you're going to end up controlling. You're going to try and love, and you're going to end up being a dictator. You're going to try and love, and you're going to be too codependent. You're going to try and love them, and you're going to be too needy. You shouldn't be in a relationship yet because you got soul issues. So take the time and get the soul right so the next good thing that comes walking, you can walk out the door with it instead of losing it. So what's our takeaway? Come on, somebody. Watch behaviors. Watch behaviors. Thank you, Grace. Watch behaviors. Behaviors reveal a lot. And we're going to do one night. I've already started taking my notes down about it. But we're going to do one night. What about if his or her behaviors showed me one thing than what was really going on? We're going to do that too. But behaviors always reveal beliefs and attitudes. Very good. Very good. All right. So that's our takeaway. Watch behaviors. Now here we go. Fresh start. I will not date a man or woman who drinks or does drugs. And because not everybody on here feels the same way about it, I'll put this little asterisk in this addendum for you. I will not date someone who drinks or does drugs to an extent that makes me uncomfortable. Because you may not have a problem with it. So it may not be a bother to you. But trust me, it will be. So we'll just say to a certain extent. So here we go. Are you ready? I will not date someone who drinks or does drugs to an extent where it makes me feel uncomfortable. I will not. Very good. You got it on the screen. An intoxicated person is not a sober-minded person. That's the problem with the drug. That's the problem with the alcohol. It's not so much that they're having a drink or whatever it is, because everyone isn't against that. However, the problem is, whether you're against it or not, is that an intoxicated person is not a sober-minded person. And we'll do a soul detox one night on a person who is not sober-minded, who does not use drugs, who does not use alcohol. But maybe they're intoxicated on pride. They're intoxicated on arrogance. You know, there's things people can be intoxicated on and sober, not sober on, because they're intoxicated on their own, getting high on their own supply, their own pride, their own arrogance. They like to hear themselves talk. They like to hear themselves sing. They like to hear themselves preach. They like to hear themselves give testimonies. They're just always around, just talking, talking, talking. They're not sober-minded because they're intoxicated on their own supply. That self-injected poison that's being manufactured and put in their own vein every day. Remember them 30 days in January? We talked about that. It's a self-manufactured poison that we inject in our own selves every day. Intoxicated. That's a good one too, Grace. I like that as well. So stop it, because you are the weakest link that you tolerate. What you tolerate makes you the weakest link. Stop it. You are with someone who uses, you are part of the problem and not the solution, because you're supposed to be up there. If you are with someone who uses, you are a part of the problem and you are not their solution. And then they'll end up meeting someone to help them get sober, to help their soul get clean, to help them with whatever issues they have. And they'll leave you because you tolerated a problem that they should not have had people who love them tolerate. So they'll find someone else who will help bring them through delivery and counsel and a better life. And then you're out. And I put up with that drinking and that drugs, all them. Well, that's the problem. You put up with it. And then they're going to leave you because somebody's going to come around and say, no, I will not tolerate that. I determined the destination of my mind. I found out what I didn't know about myself, and I will not tolerate this. And, well, then you ain't made for me. Then you're right. Then I'm not made for you. But when you tolerate it, what you tolerate, you co-sign. All right, I'm going to keep going. So chances are, you probably haven't met the true person that you really are dating or married to because they are intoxicated. If you met them intoxicated, then they don't even know who you are, or you don't even know who they are. And when they get sober, you ever see The Biggest Loser? And sometimes the people lose so much weight, they have to go in for counseling for their mind. Because it's a whole new life that's open for them. Life is not only seen differently through their eyes, but people see them differently. And, you know, they're usually getting more dates and more attention. And they're having this great new journey of being able to fit more clothes and wear different colors and, you know, get invited to more things. And they need counseling because it's a whole different life for them. And it's the same way for someone who was with you, who tolerated all of their issues that should have been loved through counsel and healing. Should have never been tolerated from the first place. So you're a part of the problem. You are not the solution. I know it hurts, but it's going to help you. So don't stay around waiting for anyone to get sober over you. Ain't happening. You are not the first, trust me. You are not the healer, but you can be a friend without benefits. I don't like what this lady's saying. Well, just take the part you can deal with today, and next year bite the rest of this off. A friend without benefits. Help them. Lead them to get help. Why do I say without benefits? Because sex is an intoxication. Sex is euphoric. It gets you high. And sex causes you to not see. I don't have time to go into it tonight. But we will. I promise you. It's on one of my lessons that I have already spread out for the year. Sex changes things. And it's more than just her expectations of you now. It blinds us. It blinds us to a lot of things. Emotionally blinds us. Once you get tangled in the sheets, you cannot see straight. And now you have a form of intoxication. And it's actually called, you can look it up, sexual high. I think that's probably what Marvin Gaye was singing about. Sexual high. So now you are intoxicated with someone who's intoxicated, but a different kind of intoxication. Neither one of you know each other. Neither one of you really have met the true person who you are. All right, mics are dropping. Go ahead and drop them. And it's also called hypersexuality. 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 And that's why God, oh, somebody's dropping bombs and grenades. That's why God reserved sex for married people only. Not because he knew it was so good that he didn't want us to go around and have sex. He knew how good this thing was. That's why he said, I got to contain this thing called intimacy and sex and put it on a shelf and reserve it for the mature. Because this thing, it's sexual inducing. It's intoxicating. Come on, you know it. Some people have it one time and then they just, oh, we getting married. Oh, he gonna be my husband from one time. And he ain't even talking about marrying you. All right, let's slow down a little bit. Yes, absolutely. Thank y'all. Absolutely. It's the truth. You know, you apply it if you want to. You don't. You grown. You do what you want to do. But we're on here because we want to know more. It's a wisdom thing. I want to know more, and so I can make better choices. The more that's on the table, the better the choices are that I can make. Hypersexuality. And that's why God reserved it for married folks, because it is so good that if we only was with the one partner, we would be so in love and so dependent on them, because we would know that we could not go outside of our partner, our husband or wife, for intimacy or sex. So we would always make up. Arguments would not last long, and trust me, you would not be in the other bedroom standing on your pride and being right if your partner was the only person they could sleep with. If you didn't have a plan B, a spare tire in the trunk, a round the way girl, a round the way guy, and what's the other one? A ride or die. If you didn't have a ride or die on the side, you'll be quick to make up and treat your spouse right, because sex was reserved for the two of you. And you'd make up just for those reasons, nothing else. Come on. That's right. Somebody said, teach, apostle. So God knew what he was doing. But he gave us the option. We choose what we do, and the consequences come as they are. And here we are tonight. As the world turns. All right. When we know better, we do better. Absolutely. Listen, 1 Samuel 25 and 37. You know, not everyone on here is a Christian, and I love that. I absolutely embrace our family, our audience, because not everyone on here is a Christian. So we teach, we bring information, and we teach those that want new beginnings and new starts, and they maybe can't change the beginning, but they can change the ending. And then we have those that want to know how to apply it to their life biblically. So we meet both ends of the sword here. And God is glorified solely and completely through it. 1 Samuel 25 through 37. The next morning, when Nabal was sober, his wife told him what had happened. Brother didn't even know what he did. And you want to hold your intoxicated spouse accountable for what they did while they were intoxicated. I'm just lost. I'm just lost. You can't do it. You can drive yourself crazy. She had to tell him what he did. And look, verse 25. Chapter 25. And look, verse 25 says, intoxication makes you ill-tempered, wicked, and a fool. And when he found out what he had done, he laid there in shock. So much so, he had one translation said he had a stroke. He was paralyzed when he found out what he had done, because he had done something that was literally going to cost him his life. He messed with the wrong brother, and this brother was coming back to take him out. He did something and he should not have done, being intoxicated, not in his right mind. And not only did he now put his life on the line for what he did, but this person named David, who he had come after and started trouble with, David was coming to kill him and his wife. All because he did something foolish, all because he wasn't in his right mind, all because he was intoxicated. So his wife went, you go read the story. She went, she talked to David, bowed down, begged him, don't kill us. My husband's a fool. He's ill-tempered. He was intoxicated. I bring you a gift. Trying to clean up the act for her man, covering him up. David says, I receive your gift. You have a blessing. But your man, I'm going to come see about him. This man was so scared when he found out that he picked a fight with the wrong guy because he was drunk, something he would not have done in his right mind. He was so stressed out. He caused the blood vessels to do whatever they do. He had a stroke. The Bible said he became paralyzed and he died. Come on. Y'all know about it. Some of y'all have had them one nights that have cost you a lot. Come on. We wasn't always in the Bible. Sober-mindedness is essential to life. Can you write that in your journal, please? Sober-mindedness is essential to life, to decision-making, to emotional choices. If you cannot understand how important it is to be with someone whose soul esteem is being made stronger and wiser every day, then go back to step one. It's essential to life. Younger women, if we can teach you something now, get it straight now. It's essential to life. Here's our takeaway. I am a gift and not a healer. Now, come on, I know we have healing in us, but I am a gift. Come on, religious people. I am a gift, but I am not a healer. God has given me a stable mind, a mild temper, and I'm self-loving. And I'm looking for a mate that has a stable mind, that is mild-tempered, that is self-loving, and I will not compromise. That's right. I'm a gift, but not a healer. I know healing is in me. But when you're dealing with someone who's intoxicated, you're going to be healing every hour on the hour. Because they're intoxicated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very good. Takeaway. It is so important for you to have hope. And these relationships come against your hope, even when it's in your family. I talk to young people whose parents are intoxicated. And when they come home drunk, they want to dance, they want to play with them, they distract the kids from their homework, house is turned upside down. It's not just relationship, it's relational. Okay, here we go. I will not date someone who's afraid to talk about our future. Why won't she talk about the future with you? How come he never mentions you in his future when I get my degree? This is the house I want to live in. Yep. I will not date someone who will not talk about our future. 1 Corinthians 12, 4 through 7. Love hopes in all things. If there is no hope in all things, meaning you, there is no love. Thank you, Booker. Welcome, Destiny. Come on, people. Love hopes in all things. All things. So if there's no hope in your thing, there ain't no love going on. Some people have been honest with us. You know, I didn't use everybody. Some people, I was honest with them, and they just thought they could change my mind for whatever reason. Come on, get free. Talk about me. Can't get sued when you talk about you. Hallelujah. Love hopes in all things. Where's the love? It's there. How do you know? Where's the hope? Where's the future? If you're dating someone who doesn't have hope, then you are dating someone who is hopeless. Hi, Karen. If you are dating someone who doesn't have hope, then you are dating someone who is hopeless. Come on. Put hopeless on the screen. Come on, let's go. Come on, Evangelist Crystal. Hopeless. Thank you, Deja. If you're with someone, if one of your girlfriends it doesn't have hope, they are hopeless. If you are trying to wait for your relationship to be established finally with your parents or your mom or your dad or whoever after all these years, if these people do not have hope, they are hopeless. Now hang with me now. This is where we're going to get deep. Let's define hopeless. According to the Webster Dictionary, I'm not even going to pull up a Dake or a Bible concordance or a Greek lexicon. I'm not going to pull up any book of the Bible or any theological book. I'm going to go straight for a plain old simple Webster Dictionary. Let's define hopeless. Here we go. Unable to be helped. Hopeless. Let me go back. If you are dating someone who does not have hope, then you are dating someone who is unable to be helped. Because hopeless means unable to be helped. I hope you're putting this in your journal. If not, hashtag replay. If you are dating someone who does not have hope, you are dating someone who's hopeless. Hopeless means unable to be helped. That's why hopeless people, they need counsel and they need an impartation. You cannot just do one. You got to bam them, and then you got to work on that character. Bam them. Y'all like that word tonight? Unable to be helped. Listen, hopeless also means incapable of redemption or improvement. So let me read the sentence again now. If you are dating someone who does not have hope, then you are dating someone who is incapable of redemption or improvement. Does it make a little more sense now? And then there was God, who shows us that he's capable and redemption and improvement is possible. So if they don't have hope, they probably don't have God. And are you trying to be God? And trust me, God is all-knowing, always there, always present, at the beginning, at the end. You do not have that much energy. I don't care what Geritol or B12 you take. You do not have the energy to be Alpha and Omega, always present, spirit and matter, transforming from eternal to external, back to you. You don't have the, no. I don't care if you get your B12 by injection. You can't do it. So what am I saying to you? What I'm saying to you is, if you are dating someone who is hopeless, and you can tell by their conversation, you can tell by their action, you can tell how they keep the house, you can tell how they can't find a job, you can tell how they can't get things done. If they have lost hope, they are unable to be helped. Webster's dictionary, not me. They are incapable of redemption or improvement. That is the mindset of someone who has lost hope. What do you think you're going to do for them? Hello? Let's get free. Be a friend without benefits, so you can really help them prosper in their life and be in good health, even as their soul prospers. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hopeless. Webster Dictionary. Unable to be helped. Just the mindset alone is a dangerous mindset. Incapable of redemption or improvement. This is a mindset. And if you know someone like that, you can send them to www.suzannemhoward.com. And we will do our best, because that is why we are here. And then bring them to church with you. So greater is he. So before you date, how about you do this? Set up a romantic meeting space with them a year down the line. I saw this in a movie and I loved it. It was so romantic. One of them had cheated on the other one, and she wouldn't forgive his straying away. I know, Karen. She wouldn't forgive his straying off, but the whole time she, through counsel, found out that she was emotionally unavailable to him, sexually unavailable to him, not even following the domestic needs that was needed in the house. But he strayed. Baby, she checked out long before he strayed. So what happened? Hey, Leslie, hey, Vicky. So what happens? They set up, through counsel, a meeting place a year down the road. And they both had to go for counseling. And they agreed that if in a year from now, and we get our soul esteem right, and we decide that we still belong together, we will meet at 12 o'clock on this Brooklyn Bridge in New York. Woo! And we will reunite and reconnect. But if one of us does not show up, then we've gotten our soul esteem corrected, or maybe we didn't bother to go through with the process, so we don't show up on that bridge. Date. What is your rush? Yeah, come on, Kelly. Talk about the praise breaks. Or is that Paris talking about it? Are y'all with me tonight? Are we all right? Thank you, Crystal. Yes, it is Evangelist Crystal. Thank you. Come on, Du Bois. Come on, Chevelle, Miss Ross. Come on. Come on. So set up a romantic meeting place. I'll meet you in a year. But I'm in soul detox right now, and it's not that anything wrong with you. I don't want to mess your... Because, today I'm attracted to you. Next week I may not be. Why mess someone's life up? Hi, Renee. So the Bible says, we're going to take it to the Bible now. The Bible says, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. Whatever they believe will become a tree of life. And if they're hopeless, a tree of life just means that something that will be growing and nurturing and spring. It doesn't mean it's always good. A tree of life can be a tree that is full of hopeless apples on it, if that can make any more sense to you. So you've got inside of you, because you're hopeless, you've got a tree growing in you, and it's giving life to hopelessness. Come on. A tree of hopelessness giving life to you day in and day out. Because whatever they believe becomes a tree of life, whether it's good or not so good. You cannot change someone's mind. It hurts. Trust me, I'm dealing with this in a particular area of my life, and you cannot change someone's mind. It's hard enough to change our own. It's hard enough to get someone's thinking on track that have neglected themselves for so long. It's hard to get someone to want to eat healthy who has eaten poorly for so long. It is so hard to get someone to get up early in the morning to go to the gym and to work out because they've been so unhealthy for so long. It is so hard to get someone happy to get up and pray at 4 or 5 or 5:30 in the morning, the early riser prayer, who's used to sleeping in their bed late. It's hard to change our mind, and it's impossible to change someone else's. Come on, we spent some time on this one tonight. So the Bible says that thing that they believed in has become a tree of life inside of them. You can't change someone's mind. They are suffering with a sick heart that will suck all the life from you, trying to alter and feed that tree. It's going to pull nourishments from everything and every person that it can to try and support that tree of life that sprung up in them. And on another broadcast, we're going to talk about commitment issues, because I've dated him too. Commitment issues. What's our takeaway from I will not date someone who's afraid to talk about our future? What is the takeaway? It is so important for you to have hope. Come on, I need somebody to say it. I have hope. If you don't, be honest. I got 50-50 hope. I'm feeling hopeless. I'm feeling a little less. Be honest. Where are you tonight? Come on, I'm your online coach. This is why I'm here. This is why I do this. Very good. I'm glad. I have 50-50 hope. I have a little more hope than I had before I got on here. So I'm a little less hopeless. I'm hopeless. I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm reading. This is our takeaway. It is so important for you to have hope. Hold on to it. I teach the men and women in my ministry about the anointing of God. And I say, you got to guard. Come on, y'all who got them trained up, my spiritual sons and daughters, you know my teaching on it. You've got to guard your anointing like a junkyard dog. Because once you are anointed, things will come after your anointing your entire life. Come on, somebody's putting it up on the screen. You've got to guard it like a junkyard dog. You ever see the junkyard dog? Guarding junk and going crazy when they see you trying to come over at that old junkyard. So what am I saying to you tonight? You've got to hold on to your hope by all and any means necessary. And you don't have time to try to be healer. You don't have time to be protector. You don't have time to try to fulfill somebody else's tree of hope. Let me ask you this. We're getting ready to have to pull it in now. But listen, let me come close to me for a moment. Come close to me for a moment. How would you feel 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road when you've tolerated so much? You are so drained. You are so depleted of the love you used to have. You used to be so creative. You've lost your creativity. You used to be so patient. You used to have so much trust. And after you've been trying to do everything right with this person, you've been loving them, been trying to be perfect. You've been working double hard to keep your word. You've been allowing their little verbal abuses, emotional abuses, extramarital affairs, addictions, and alcoholism. You've put up with all of this because one day they're going to change. But you're expecting someone to change that does not have hope. And before they change, we've got to get them redeemed to believe that they can have hope again. So imagine you invest one day to 30 years with someone to only find out that all you've been doing is watering, feeding, and nourishing from your own self, your hope tank, your love tank. You've been nourishing a tree of hopelessness. Zero return on your investment. How are you going to feel? Think about it. Think about it. Can't get those years back. Can't get those days back. And then we've got those people who say, well, if I hadn't been beat up and mugged and raped and molested, if I didn't have my head broken off, I wouldn't be the person I was today. The devil is a liar. You could still be a great person without being shot and mugged and robbed and raped and beat up and abused and shot at and cut at and abandoned and dropped off and all the other crazy stuff. Don't even repeat the nonsense because it sounds good. You could be a very good person without all that trauma in your life. But because of the trauma, I'm going to work hard at making sure that my end is greater than my beginning. But don't think you've always got to go through attacks and abuses and mistreatments to be a better person. I've met better people than me, and they haven't gone through what I've gone through. Stop thinking that you have to go through hell in order to get to heaven. Excuse me. Excuses. Namdi, I love you. All right, I got to wrap it up. I've got to wrap it up. So we're going to get to our takeaway. You've been suffering with a sick heart. This person has been suffering with a sick heart. And they have been sucking all the nutrients and nourishments out of your soul to feed hopelessness with them. What is our takeaway? It is so important for you to have hope. Hold on to it. Protect it. Nourish it. Share it in bits and pieces. But don't let somebody pull up to your bumper, baby, and put their oxygen tank, their IV bag inside of you and just start living off you and your nutrients. You can't do it. It doesn't work. So don't lose hope. Introduce them to counseling. Go with them. Sit in the waiting room. I've gone with many people to counseling. I've sat in the waiting room and I picked them up. Been with depressed people. Walked people through depression. I came through depression without ever getting on medication. And I was not oppressed. I was depressed. Mad. Because I kept waking up in the morning and didn't want to wake up. I've walked people through depression. I know how it works. Naturally, scientifically, medically, and spiritually. I know how it works. And I'd pick them up and I'd take them for counsel and I'd sit there and then I'd pray with them and we'd counsel them and pray with them and counsel them and pray with them and love them through that season of their life. But I could not allow them to hook their IV bag up to me and drain me of my life. That's right, Delia. So it's important for you to have your hope, keep your hope, hold on to your hope. Don't lose hope that someone else can drain you and they have life and then flee. Amen. How you doing tonight? I've got two more to bring up on next Monday. Amen, Natasha. Come on, Colleen. And see, when you don't know your value, these are the things that you do. and then you get aged, and then you start not caring about yourself, and then you feel undesirable, and then you feel hopeless. Like, why do I feel like this? Bills are paid, family's healthy, I got a nice roof over my head. Maybe not be my dreams, but I'm living all right. Got a job, I get a paycheck every week. Got a little something, working on some goals. Why do I feel so hopeless? Look for the marks. Somebody done tagged you and put the IV in you. Yes, Nandi, stay woke. Well, we're going to get ready to go for tonight. I pray that I was a blessing to someone, to a few of you. Next week we'll finish, and we're going to finish up with we will not date anyone who is married, and we will not, under any circumstances, spend precious time with anyone who has already rejected me. And, I'm sorry, it's 3. And I will not be with a man or a woman who is not clearly a good, kind, and loving person. Because what does that say about you? That you don't mind seeing them be bad to other people, have integrity issues, have character issues, and you laugh at it because they with you, so it's all right. It reflects you. It speaks about you. So we got 3 more to finish up on next week. We're going to end this session for tonight. I love you. I pray for you. I pray that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Thank you, Taisha. Thank you, Terrell. I love my brothers and my sons that are on here. I pray that this has really done something for you. Next week, I've got something really nice that I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to ask a question. The first person that can answer the question is going to receive the giveaway. I want to do this every week. I love to give. I'm a giver. I love offerings. I just love to sow seeds. I thank God that that's not a struggle for me. It's just something that's in my nature, and I can only give credit to God for that, and I embrace it. I don't fight it. I love it. So I can't wait to begin to sow and be a blessing into your lives. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed, and you're able to get our emails on SuzanneMHoward.com. Go in and subscribe. I sent out an email today. Check your inboxes, please. It's giving more information on the subscription gift boxes, where we're going to send out boxes, and they're going to have all kinds of goodies and health food stuff and soul stuff and gifts and conversations and everything. You'll be surprised every time. And you have a choice of receiving it monthly, quarterly, or annually. It's in your inbox. And also, we sent one out today letting you know that the cups were out. I mentioned last week that I'm planning a weekend retreat. I decided to plan 2 weekend retreats. I had a pretty good amount of people that checked in, and they wanted this small weekend to go over relationship and relationship issues. So we're going to do 2. One, we're going to rent a very nice house. We're going to do some real good soul work together. And the other one, we're going to be in a retreat center where we'll just have rooms and we'll be a little distance. It's not as personal, but it's a little more affordable. So we'll have one to fit each person's budget. The person who says, I don't have a budget right now, my soul is in trouble. And for the person that say, my soul is in trouble, but I'm working with the budget, we're going to be able to help you as well. So pray for us as we pray for you. I look forward to we meet again on next Monday. And I hope I've mentioned everything else. I love you. I just thank you so much for letting me come into your live and come into your homes and your cars and just come into your airtime. It is so precious, and I'm just overwhelmed at the commitment of our family that comes on here ever since January 2nd. Who knew that this would be what it is today? So I'm grateful. Know that I apply everything to my life, that it is blessing me. I am changed around, and after teaching this publicly, I had to go through it myself first. Teaching it publicly, it's changed completely changed. I look at things like, why did I ever buy that? I gotta go. I'm not afraid of colors. I am exploring, and I am loving the me that I'm getting to know. And I pray that you begin to love the you that you're getting to know every day. So God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you all for your time. I love you, Beverly. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, D. Davis. Still, Teresa, thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you, Miss Ross. Romanita. Nisi, good night. Good night, Angie. Good night. Thank you, Du Bois. Thank you, Chevelle. CW, thank you. Thank you, Allie, and sweet dreams to you. Thank you, Dawn Johnson. Thank you, dear. Good night, Ebony. Thank you, Beverly. Replay, y'all. Replay. And remember, put it in somebody's inbox. Sometimes they get embarrassed and they take it personal when you put it on their page. Inbox them. Say, I want to share this with you. It's a little kept secret. Absolutely. And thank you, Miss Ross. She's inviting her followers on Twitter and on Facebook. You can even share it on Instagram. But I got to go. Thank you, Delana. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, I love you guys. I don't want to go. I'm so glad we had this time together. Night, y'all. Thank you, Evangelist Crystal. It was good having you on tonight. Thank you. Night, Crystal. Love you much. Oh, look at the sisters talking to each other.